and welcome to Poca, West Virginia here in Putnam County. It's a gorgeous night for another week of high school football in West Virginia as we get set for week number 7. Just a couple of more weeks left in the regular season before the playoffs begin to crown a state champion in 2023. Tonight it's a Putnam County rivalry matchup between the Winfield Generals, who come in on a 4-game winning streak, just a short drive down the road from Winfield here to Poca at 00 White Stadium, where the Generals take their 4-1 record on the road to take on a 500 Dots team, 3-3 on the season. Poca lost the first 2 games of the year to Nitro and Chapmanville, but have bounced back resiliently, winning 3 of their last 4 games. The Generals started off the year with a rivalry loss to the Hurricane Redskins in a blowout fashion, but since then have turned things around, winning 4 straight games, including 2 shutouts, pitching a 28-0 shutout against Chapmanville, and then just 2 weeks ago, the last time the Generals were out on the field, a 53-0 shutout on the road at Logan. So the second time in 3 weeks the Generals hit the road to get ready for this Putnam County rivalry matchup against the Poca Dots. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, happy to have you with us here on this gorgeous Friday night in Poca, West Virginia, as we get ready for kickoff between the Dots and the Generals. Will, it's a great rivalry matchup. Always great to see a rivalry game. And again, when you put pit rivals together, most of the time you can throw these 2 records out. Generals just eager to get back at the bit after a bye week last week. The Dots have found their stride in the last couple of weeks coming into this matchup.
And usually when these 2 teams play, they're both playing to make the way to the playoffs, and this is kind of how it's shaping up so far in this one. Winfield, like you said, on that win streak, and Poca trying to right the ship after a rough start to the season. But 2 teams that really rely on their offenses, really rely on the run game. But like you said, 2 teams that can also play some pretty good defense. Poca's hasn't had any shutouts, but also has put up some pretty good defensive efforts in their wins so far. So both teams with plenty of motivation to get this next win as the season passes the halfway mark, and we'll see who comes with a better game plan today.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Night here at 00 White Stadium. Cheerleaders for both sides wearing pink and sporting pink pom-poms, and fans on both sides sporting pink, as well as the Dots make their way out onto the field, bursting through that pink banner. And the Generals make their way from their locker room as well. We'll step aside for a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll get you set for kickoff between the Dots and the Generals. It's all up after this here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
The relationship between a lawyer and a client is based on trust. Over the years, we've been entrusted with some of the biggest cases in West Virginia. That's because we have a track record of success and getting exceptional results. We built a reputation as one of the go-to law firms throughout the state of West Virginia. We're proud of the reputation we've earned in the community for providing exceptional, aggressive legal representation. When you hire my law firm, you don't get excuses, you get results.
Ball Toyota is here for all your automotive needs. We have a large selection of new 2023 Tacomas, RAV4s, Highlanders, Camrys, and Corollas in stock and available for immediate delivery. Right now, get rates as low as 3.99% for 48 months on select new Toyota models, or get 4.99% financing for 60 months. Be sure to give your new Toyota the protection it deserves with our $995 genuine Toyota service contract. Visit balltoyota.com. It's a whole new ballgame.
It's a gorgeous night for football here in the Mountain State. We join you, or you join us rather, here in Poca, West Virginia and Putnam County for this Putnam County rivalry matchup between the Winfield Generals and the Poca Dots. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, happy to have you with us here this evening. As you take a look out at kickoff for tonight's matchup. The Generals out in their white jerseys with the green numbers outlined in the black pants and the green numbers. Well, thought we were getting ready for the coin toss. Apparently we're not. But again, the Generals out on their white with the green lids this evening as the road team. Dots, the home squad, out in their gray jerseys with the white numbers outlined in red and the white pants and those silver dot lids. Coming into this matchup, the Generals 4-1 as we mentioned before the beginning of our broadcast, a 4-game win streak for the Generals through the first 6 weeks of the season, a bye week last week. And we talked with head coach Eddie Smolder in his second year at the helm of this program for the Generals, and he said they're just chomping at the bit to get back in this game. And it's kind of strange to hear a coach be so eager after a bye week to get back into it, but he really wished there wasn't a bye week if he had his way about things. They'd just play 10 straight weeks of football and right into the playoffs.
Well, when you look at how Winfield's done so far, coming into this week, you can kind of see why, or going into the bye week rather last week, you can kind of see why with, like we talked about a little bit, pretty dominant efforts against Chapmanville and Logan, and then a tougher win, but win nevertheless at Wayne. So, they got it going there after an opening loss to another rival of theirs, Hurricane. Of course, Hurricane being a AAA team. But yeah, you can kind of see why they just wanted to keep it rolling. But yeah, I've never heard a coach complain about not wanting that bye week. But they're back now and just chomping at the bit to get out there and keep this momentum they built for themselves going.
But the bye week does come at an advantage point in the season for them. It comes at the natural midway point in the year, allows them to get some guys who may have been a little nicked up over the last few weeks, a bit healthier before heading into this rivalry matchup with the Poca Dots. And it's also an opportunity for some of these younger guys that are maybe not younger technically in terms of class level, but younger in terms of position where they're playing this year, that have been forced into some roles, because a lot of players graduated from this Winfield team from last season. A big part of their offense is gone. So from last year, they figured out a way to plug and play some new guys in, and this has given them an opportunity to go back and look at some of that film and make some improvements in some of the smaller details of their game as they try to get better each and every week.
Yeah, Smolder's big on, getting better at least a little bit each and every day, and like you said, they lost a lot of production from their offense, but a lot of it's just taking some time figuring out who can do what and who best suits them where. They've had to move a couple guys around, but obviously it's been working so far, and it's impressive to see them kind of continue what they were doing last year despite losing well over 50% of their offense production.
And then on the other side for the Poca Dots, Poca, again, getting back to 500 on the season after a win last week. Will, you and I were here for that matchup with the Sissonville Indians. It was homecoming. The Dots had to make a great defensive stand in that last quarter to ultimately hold on to that game, because Sissonville, despite misfiring on offense several times, got itself going a little bit there. But the Dots had some great defense in that game, forced a lot of turnovers, and was able to hold on to get that win on homecoming and get back to 500 and come into this game with a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, well, they were able to get out to the lead in the early game when Sissonville did start coming back. They could really pin theirs back and use that pass rush to really get some pressure on an unexperienced quarterback and force those interceptions and turnovers you talked about there. But yeah, Poca, a team that's like I said, three of the last four were wins. Team that's really kind of put it together, especially here at home. We also seen two of their games where they're close. They haven't been a team that in the past couple of years they might have been a team that was really blowing teams out, but now it's they're having to fight a little bit tougher for each and every win, and they're winning nevertheless. So this will be a big game with them, especially going into a bye week after this week. Kind of set the tone if they're going to head into that last stretch as a 4-3 team that's really playing for a playoff position, or a 3-4 team that's really got to string some things together to get the win, to get into the playoffs.
And the Dots, again, just like the Generals, with some youth on their side as well, some younger players playing in some key roles. One of them, Preston Bonnet, you see there on your screen right now, number 5, one of the captains for this team. And he's their do-everything guy. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball, obviously. He has over 1,000 total yards of offense so far on the season. And they also run him at the Wildcat quarterback a couple times. He's thrown 2 passes so far this year. You never know what you're going to get when Preston Bonnet's in the game, but you can almost guarantee that they're going to find a way to get him the ball in a multitude of ways.
He might be kind of a new face, but he's becoming a veteran very quickly, just the way he's handed the ball so many times and expected to do so much for this offense, and really delivers. Well over 100 yards, 100 all-purpose yards, to kind of seen as a benchmark, and he's just blowing past that each and every game. So, just a guy that Poca probably goes just about as far as he can carry them right now, and we'll just see how they find ways to get him the ball in space, because there's no secret that he's the guy for them. So, it's to see how Winfield tries to slow him down and if they can overcome that.
Going to get started here in just a couple of minutes at OO White Stadium in this rivalry matchup between the visiting Winfield Generals, who come into tonight's matchup 4-1 on the season, taking on the Poca Dots, who come in 500, 3-3. Winfield coming off a 10-2 season last year. Appearance in the state quarterfinals. Winfield hosting a playoff game for the first time since 1988 last year. Got to host two of those, unfortunately fell in the second one to eventual state runner-up Herbert Hoover, who is still ahead on the schedule for the Poca Dots. The Generals able to take one from Hoover earlier this year. But again, the Dots coming off a 2-8 season, already eclipsed their win total from all of last year. We're getting ready to see these two rivals duke it out here on another Football Friday night in West Virginia. Week 7 coming your way here in just a little bit. We will step aside for a quick break. Before you do that, want to make certain to thank our sponsors, HD Media, again, providing our high school game day broadcast here on the RSN Sports Network, Walker, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Parmar Stores. We'll step aside for a break and be back with more right after this here on High School Game Day.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no else, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of it. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up and on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the winner on the cage. I need.
Are you a die-hard Mountaineer fan? Then you need to check out the award-winning Touchdown City Show. Tune in as Anthony Lewis, Derek Bailey, Michael Sussman, and WVU legend Avon Coburn break down every thrilling play, every heart-pounding moment, and every victory that leaves you on the edge of your seat. Whether you bleed gold and blue or love great football discussions, the Touchdown City Show has you covered. Find the Touchdown City Show on your local radio station or visit touchdowncity.com for a list of radio affiliates and links to your favorite podcast platform. For the best coverage and all things Mountaineer football, check out the Touchdown City Show.
Back here at OO White Stadium, getting ready for this Putnam County rivalry game. Taking a look at the Winfield General mascot, firing up the crowds here for the Generals. As the teams get set to meet out at midfield for tonight's coin toss. Again, the Generals out in the white with the black pants and the green lids. The Dots in the gray tops with the white pants and the silver helmets. Will, as we get ready for kickoff tonight, keys to a victory for the visiting Generals. Keep their win streak going, move it on to 5, and then for the Dots as well as they look to move above 500 for the first time this year.
For Winfield, they need to keep using all their weapons. Really an offense that spreads it around and doesn't do just one thing. So really using all of their weapons is going to be important for them. And for Poca, just keeping up defensively and finding ways to get balls to their playmakers, because it can be easy to become one-dimensional for them if Winfield can really hone in on pressing on it.
So the Generals have won the coin toss and have elected to receive tonight's opening kickoff. And they will be going from left to right across your screen this evening. Dots will go from right to left when they get the football. And again, I mentioned it's an absolutely gorgeous night here at OO White Stadium. Just below 70 degrees, 68 as we get ready for kickoff here this evening. And again, we thank you for joining us on our High School Game Day broadcast. Whether you're watching it on your computer, your 85-inch TV, or maybe your 7-inch iPhone, you can watch it wherever you go by downloading the HD Media Plus app. It's free. You get access to all of the video content and live streams from HD Media. It's on the HD Media Plus app, available on all Apple iOS or Android platforms, Roku TV, or Amazon Fire Stick. Coming out for the kickoff for the Dots is Gavin Berry. Berry will tee it up on the 40-yard line on the hash mark and get ready to send things away to Winfield to start tonight's contest. On the opposite side of the field from our normal location here at OO White Stadium, So a bit of a different look for us here as we take a look as the kickoff comes onto the near side, and it is going to go out of bounds, but it was last touched by Trey Tanner. Because he touched it when it went out of bounds, it is not an illegal procedure. So it is just Winfield football.
And the thing was, it was probably about to be. You know, he's trying to kick himself a little bit for starting to see off a little bit behind the behind where he wanted to, but first 10 out of the way.
So 1st and 10 for the Generals from their own 14-yard line. Easton Pinkerton in at quarterback for the Generals. Has filled in as starter the last couple of weeks for an injured Chase Massey. Got hurt in the Chapmanville game a couple of weeks ago. Pinkerton sent a man in motion. That was Kawan Pearson. Pinkerton turns hands off to his fullback. And that's Jace Miller fighting his way for some yardage up across the 20-yard line. A nice gain there on first down for the Generals.
Yeah, just the way you want to start off a drive, a solid 6 yards there, doing it. Really their main way is going up the middle with their big backs and churning out yardage a tough way.
Just across the 20 to the 21-yard line. 2nd and 4 on the way for the Generals. Pinkerton now in the shotgun. Drops back to pass, throws out to the far side. That pass is tipped off the arms of Trey Tanner and incomplete. The junior wideout couldn't haul it in, and that will bring up 3rd and 4. And this is where the Dot defense had a pretty good success last week, forced some big 3rd down stops against Sissonville.
Yeah, stopping here would assure some pretty decent field position if they can just get him off the field in this 3 and out.
Pearson in the backfield now with Pinkerton in the shotgun. Rolls, fires a pass out into the flat that is caught by Miller. Miller has a first down and then some, drops the shoulder, still on his feet, and forced out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Nice play design there for the Generals. Man came free off the outside edge, and Pinkerton just dumped it off to his fullback, Jace Miller. First down up to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 14 on 3rd and 4. So fresh set of downs for the Generals here. Wingback set for the Generals as Pinkerton goes in motion. Pearson sends him in motion, rather. Pearson was limited to a short gain there, maybe a yard. Great tackle there by Tony Belcher, the senior captain. Hold him to just 1 yard. Pearson, team leading rusher on the season, coming into tonight. 50 carries, 326 yards on the ground. Has just 1 lone reception for 62 yards, though. 54 of those were after the catch. Man going in motion there, taking the handoff for the Generals and bouncing it out wide with a long gain is Christopher Radcliffe. And Radcliffe is close to a first down. Actually has a big first down, rather. I thought they might have marked him out back farther along the way. They do mark him out at the 50, but it is a first down and a gain of 15.
And Winfield's being successful so far, getting their chunk plays to work, especially to the outside.
Pinkerton sends a man in motion. That's Matthew Daly. Fake the handoff to him. Come back the other way to Pearson. Pearson trying to stretch it to the outside. Has a block. Got some space in front of him inside the 20. He's to the 10, 5. Touchdown, Generals. Juan Pearson races 50 yards to the house to put the Generals on top. 6-0 early on here in the first quarter.
Did a fantastic job there, following his block, and then made a fantastic cut towards the middle of the field and just turned on the burners. Great way to open up the scoring here for Winfield. Going to their main guy then and just trust him to do his thing.
Pearson's touchdown is good. Give him 5 touchdowns on the season. Now on the ground. Out for the extra point try is Jackson Alexander. Snap is back. It's a fake. Generals going to throw for a 2-point try. It's caught, and it's good. 2-point conversion throw comes from Aiden Martinez. Martinez finds number 9, Gavin Craffey, for the 2-point try. 8-0, Generals with the lead. We're back with more after this.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Generals strike first on the board, 8-0 after a 50-yard touchdown run by Juan Pearson. And then it is Martinez to Craffey for a 2-point conversion try to put the Gens up 8-0 after just one possession here in this Putnam County rivalry game. Happy to have you with us here this evening on High School Game Day, the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, and our Media Center crew. Thrilled for you to join us tonight. Kick on the ground is going to be fielded by Colton Petrie. And Petrie takes a pretty big hit there as he crosses the 35-yard line, but decent return as they will mark him up to the 38. So 1st and 10 for the Dots. Pretty good starting field position for Poca as the Dots try to get on the scoreboard on their opening drive as well. Poca splitting out. Gonna have trips to the near side of the screen. Hayden Cook takes the snap, hands off to Preston Bonnet as tailback, and Bonnet hit immediately. Getting to him there are 2 players. That is Blake Withrow and Mikey Balestro.
Effectively no gain. Maybe a foot, but met immediately, and you don't see that often with Bonnet.
Yeah, Bonnet proven to be a hard guy to take down so far this season. Again, over 1,100 total yards for him on the year. Actually, 1,200 total yards. I can't even do my math right. Just under 1,000 yards rushing on the season. As he gets a handoff coming to the left side, bounces it outside the numbers, gets to the sideline and has a nice gain there on 2nd down. Bottle him up once, you can't bottle him up a second time more often than not. He usually finds a way to slip out of there and did a great job of following that block toward the sideline, and it'll now set up 3rd down and a short 2. So an 8-yard pickup there for Bonnet. Nearly a quarter way through this opening quarter of action. Power eye, or rather pistol formation. Bonnet leaped over a lineman down, comes up close to the 1st down when his forward progress was stopped, but he's going to be about a half-yard shy or so.
And really athletic play, but didn't actually pick up that many yards. Hard to push through a tackle when you're airborne.
So ball at the 47. They need to get to the 48-yard line for a 1st down, and the Dots are going to keep the offense out and try to convert on this 4th and short. Cook in the backfield with Bonnet to his left. Hands to Bonnet. Bonnet met it initially, but bounces out somehow, still on his feet, across the 40, down near the 30. He's across the 25, and finally dragged down inside the 15. Taking him down from behind there is Trey Turner, and Turner saves a touchdown for the Dots.
A great job squirting through there and somehow staying up and picking up so much extra yardage after the contact.
Big run there for Preston Bonnet. Sets up Poca 1st and 10. And they're going to spot him at the 10-yard line. Or rather just outside the 10, so still can pick up a 1st down here. Ball on the 11. Handoff goes to Bonnet off the right side. Bonnet mates one would-be tackler and then spins off of him and picks up a decent gain. 3 yards down to the 8. 2nd and 7 for the Dots. Cook takes the shotgun snap, hands to Bonnet again. Bonnet met from behind. Getting him there is Caleb Poole. Poole comes off the edge and meets him there at the line of scrimmage. We'll bring up 3rd down for Poca now. At a long gain on 4th and short to get down just outside the goal line area. Now 3rd and medium to go.
Poca bringing in Brad Jones, another one of their really talented ball carriers who might not get the looks Bonnet does, but definitely has a lot of talent out there. They're in the slot and the near side of your screen.
Bonnet in the backfield with Cook. Cook takes the shotgun snap. Cook almost tripped over his own feet trying to roll out. Fires over to the far side. That is caught. And it is made by Colton Petrie. And he is going to be well short of the first down. Lost yardage on that, actually, after he got driven backward. And that'll bring up 4th and long now from the 11, it looks like. And the Dots going to try to get some points here on the board as Gavin Berry out for the field goal try. Important to know, Berry has not attempted a field goal this year. He is 14 of 19 on PAT tries this season. Had a couple of those blocked. Snap is down. Kick is up. It's got the height. It's got the distance. But it is wide. No good for Berry. So score stays 8-0. Generals on top. Generals getting the football back with a little more than 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break, and then we'll come back and be back with more high school football action here on High School Gameday on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
At Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston, we're the #1 Jeep dealer in the entire state of West Virginia because we believe in treating our customers like family. That's why you get the best deal right up front with friends and family pricing. It's our way of saying thanks for allowing us to be a part of your community.
It's Jeep season at Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston, and for a limited time, get up to 10% off MSRP on any brand new 2023 Compass.
Text or chat now and even get pre-approved at DutchMillerJeep.com.
In an ever-changing world, one thing you can always count on is Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. You know, Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and their method is so straightforward it may shock you. Friendly service and a huge selection of inventory with more arriving daily. When you're ready for your next vehicle, take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Hi, it's Tony Caridi. You know, our West Virginia military veterans are the last ones to ask for handouts, yet many of them are hungry. I invite you to watch a video that shows an amazing monthly program that helps feed our veterans in Beckley and Clarksburg. Huntington Bank and other partners would like to expand this program to other areas of our state, and we'd love for you to help. Watch the video at wvenriched.com. That's wvenriched.com.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Par-Mar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Jace Miller with a first down run on the first play of the second drive for the Generals as he crosses the 30-yard line and gets up across the 35 to the 36. So 1st and 10 for the Generals after a first down gain by Miller. Pinkerton under center. Hands off to Daly on a misdirection play. Daly cuts back up the middle, and he'll cross the 40. About a 6-yard gain there, but a flag comes out in the middle of the field, and this one probably going to be coming back. Correction, going to go against the Dots. A 5-yard incidental face mask penalty, and that will give Winfield an automatic first down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line of Winfield.
And Poca definitely doesn't want to be doing Winfield any favors when they're on offense. Winfield just very explosive, doesn't need any of the extra help.
Pinkerton takes a shotgun snap, hands off to Pearson, a power off the left side. Pearson's got some space, breaks out of a couple of arm tackles, and then slips up on the turf just around the 30-yard line. Excuse me. And there is a flag down back in midfield, though. Hold on the Generals. See a face mask on the Generals. Back them up now. After what was a nice run there by Kawan Pearson. Back at the 40, so 1st and 17 for the Generals.
Looks like it'll be 1st and 17 for the Generals.
One receiver split out to the top of the formation. 2 to the near side with Pinkerton in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Pearson, rolling to his right. Fires complete over to the near side. That is caught by Toby Lockery. Lockery held to a gain right at midfield, but he will pick up 10 yards there and set up 2nd and 7 from the 50-yard line.
Winfield certainly a running offense by their DNA, but they've got some real talented and very large receivers out there. Excellent targets for when they do want to throw it.
As Pinkerton lines up on 2nd and 7. Will hand up, keep it himself rather. Thought he nice fake on the handoff. He's going to bounce it as a first down. Cuts back inside, and he's going to be dragged down inside the 20. A nice run there, and faked me out on that as well. Pinkerton inside the 20.
31 yards.
Yeah,
on that
31-yard run there, down to the 19. Pinkerton, a running back by trade, had gotten some time at quarterback in the offseason, but Chase Massey had ultimately won the job. He's been out for the last couple of weeks after suffering an injury against Chapmanville. We did talk to head coach Eddie Smolder, and he said that Massey could come back at the end of the season. It's just a matter of timing and everything and how the healing process goes. So could potentially return. But Pinkerton has played exceptionally well in his stead. 10 of 23 for 165 passing yards coming into the game. 3 touchdowns to no interceptions passing. Has had 35 carries for 256 yards and 2 touchdowns in the last 2+ games. So a very good fill-in for this Generals football team as
although
they
one thing you can suffer from with a young quarterback is maybe not getting the play in as early as you'd like to. Might result in plays or fouls like we just saw.
Pinkerton rolls right, throws back left, has a man wide open down on the far sideline and overthrows him. Matthew Daly running that wheel route back to the far side of the field. Had him wide open, just couldn't get the touch on it from Easton Pinkerton. Pinkerton, you see there on your screen, tapping his chest saying, "That's my bad." Knows he had his man open, and those are the kinds of plays where you've got to make those types of throws when you have a man that wide open. But they still live to find another down. 2nd and long for the Generals here. Miller is the fullback behind Pinkerton under center. Sends man in motion. That's Pearson. Pearson takes the handoff off the right side. Has a wall of blockers, and he's got one man to beat, and he's going to be brought down just before the goal line. Last man to get to him there was Colton Petrie. Juan Pearson with a first down run on 2nd and long. Sets the Generals up 1st and goal.
a big chunk play, 18 yards there. Winfield really living on those big plays so far.
First and goal from the 2. Pinkerton under center. Sends a man in motion. That's Daly. Hands off to Daly off the left side, and he's got nobody in front of him. Touchdown, Generals. Matthew Daly coming back off of an injury early in the offseason and gets his second touchdown of the season. First tonight. That one comes off a 2-yard sweep with 3:40 to go in the first quarter. Now the Generals out for the PAT try. We'll see if they actually try for the PAT. They do. Kick is up, and it is good. Jackson Alexander with that try makes it 15-0 our score. Generals scoring on both of their drives to start this first quarter to take this 15-0 lead over their rival, the Poca Dots. And we talk about this being a rivalry game, and it is, Putnam County rivalry. Players, I'm sure, have been playing against each other their entire lives here, and from Little League all the way up through middle school into now. And this one, I'm sure, means a lot, but we talked with head coach Eddie Smolder, and he said it not only means a lot because it's a rivalry game, but it's coming off of a bye week. We're hungry to get back at it. We just want to play football again. It's our next game. It's a big game. Always is our next game. And it's a lot of coach speak, but you could tell he was genuinely eager to get back at it tonight to play this game against Poca, just because he wanted to get back and play another game again. It didn't matter who they were playing.
It looks like, every player's playing like they're valuing every carry they get, big chunks of yardage. Lots of guys in this offense. Everybody's hungry to get out there and do everything they can with every time they touch the ball. And so far, it's resulted in a lot of big plays and a big lead early in the first quarter.
Brad Jones muffs the kickoff, but is able to recover it and will bring it up to the 25-yard line. A scary moment for the Dots there. That low kick just went right through his breadbasket and landed on the grass. But again, fortunately for the Dots, he's able to get back to it.
Poca has not been blessed with very good field position to start their drive so far. Part of the reason why they're not able to sustain these drives. They've been able to, on their first drive, they were able to get down well into Winfield territory, just unable to convert, and their field goal just not able to quite make it. I think it was wide right.
So 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Dots. Peyton Cook back out in the shotgun with Bonnet standing to his left. He'll bring a man in motion. That's McClanahan. They'll try to hand it off to Bonnet, but the ball's on the ground. The handoff was not a clean exchange, and the ball's on the grass. Who comes up with it? The Generals have it. And I believe coming out of the pile with it there is number 50 for the Generals, Jacob Walker. So a turnover for the Gens, and they get the football back.
And on back-to-back touches, two of the most sure-handed guys on Poca's team have mishandled the ball. You had right there Bonnet, who's typically their go-to guy, and then Jones is able to corral that kickoff. So a real tough spot for this Poca Dots offense defense that's already been on the field a lot this first quarter.
So 1st and 10. And a nice run here by Jace Miller. Miller fighting toward the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Generals. From the 24-yard line, a 24-yard touchdown run for Jace Miller. And make it now 21-0. Winfield on top in the first quarter. Just over 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Miller makes it the third different Winfield player to score here in this first quarter. PAT try from Alexander is up, and it is good. 22-0 our score. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back with more right after this on High School Game Day. Winfield marching band and the cheerleaders firing up the traveling Winfield crowd. It's a short distance drive from Winfield here to Poca at O.O. White Stadium, and a gorgeous night here in the Kanawha Valley. I mean, that's picturesque. Absolutely gorgeous here. Great job by our cameraman this evening, Dan Shreve, as always, but an absolutely gorgeous picture here tonight. You couldn't ask for a better night. I mean, you could, but this is great football weather. As another kickoff here. This one on the ground. Petrie scoops it up at the 30. And he's going to find his way across the 35 before he's gang tackled out of bounds by the Generals kickoff team. So the Dots come back out on offense after fumbling it away on the opening play of their second drive. A missed handoff between Peyton Cook and Preston Bonnet. As the Dots still look to get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight, trailing by 3 scores.
Yeah, and Bonnet and Bonnet and Cook really the leaders of this team. So to see them both have a hand in the key turnover like that's well, they're the only ones who really touch the ball too much, but definitely trying to get back on track here and avoid this thing getting out of hand early.
So Cook back in the shotgun, handoff cleanly exchanged this time. Bonnet with a nice burst of speed has a first down up across the 45-yard line. Rather should be close to a first down. My angle a little skewed here. It is enough for the first down. Just got enough. Picked up 11 on 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 from the 47 now for the Dots. Much better start to this drive than the last one for Poca, obviously. Nice chain moves close toward midfield.
And it's not that they haven't been able to move the ball. They got well into the red zone on their opening possession. Bonnet has been able to reel off some big
that was thanks to a big run by Bonnet on 4th and 1. Set them up just outside the 10-yard line. See what they do on 1st and 10 here. Bonnet with a similar run, bounces it to the outside, now cuts back inside the hash. And he's going to be stopped just across the 50 at the 47-yard line.
About 5 yards there.
Yeah, 5-yard pickup there.
Already
back to the 48.
8 carries for 73 yards, so, really running well. Just some kind of broke down there in the red zone on their first possession, then the turnover on their second. One thing that Coach Mulder talked to us about this week was the size and talent of this Poca offensive line, really able to move folks in ways that most AA teams can't.
Bonnet gets a handoff again, being ridden down from behind by Toby Lockery. Great job by him to bring him down from behind. On Pearson stepping up from his corner spot or his bandit spot as well to help make that stop. And you're right. I mean, looking at across the front for the Poca Dots, Dillard, 275. Tusing, 270. Belcher, their center, 273. Their left tackle, Hayden Thompson, 267. The lone man that's a small guy there is their left guard, Jacob Ball, at 208.
And that's only small by comparison to other guards.
Cook fires a pass that's tipped into the air and is going to fall down to the ground harmlessly, but for a moment there was dangerous-looking ball. Easton Pinkerton was probably the closest General player in the vicinity. 4th and long now for the Dots, and Preston Bonnet will line up to punt things away.
And it's going to be tough for this Poca offense if they can't consistently get a couple yards on all of these runs, because as soon as they get into a 2nd and long, 3rd and long, their offense isn't necessarily built to be able to pick up that type of yardage.
Nice quick kick from Bonnet. Will take a bounce, and then it'll be fielded by Turner. Turner on the far side breaks with a nice stop. Cuts back up across the 40, and he's going to go to the house across midfield inside the 30. Nobody's going to get him. Trey Turner to the house. Trey Tanner to the house. Tanner with the punt return touchdown. Generals take a 28-0 lead now in the first quarter with less than a minute to go. Apologies to Trey Tanner. He took one 80-some yards to the house?
Something like that. It was a pretty decent kick right there.
70s. So I missed where he picked it
up.
up.
He did a fantastic job of really using good vision, reading his blockers, and really turning on the burners when he found that crease to go through.
And that big first initial juke he had that got him through that initial wave coming at him set him up the rest of the way after his blocks set up in front of him. Great job.
First move with athleticism, and after that, vision took over, finding his way through that, and really put his team in a fantastic position here as the first quarter comes to an end.
And the Generals were lining up to go for 2. A false start here might make them rethink that 2-point conversion try. Could be wrong, but that'll back them up 5 on the 2-point try, or on the PAT try, however they go for it. Right now, 28-0 our score.
We'll go ahead and go for it anyway here go for 2 here anyway, despite the yardage.
But instead, it's going to look a little different this time. Instead of going under center, Pinkerton going to line up in the shotgun here. Pearson to his left. Low snap. Pinkerton able to scoop it up off the ground, though. Fires to the near side. And it is caught. Did he get his feet down and in? One official says no, he did not. He did make the catch, but I don't know if he came down in. It was for Toby Lockery. That was awfully close, but they're going to rule the conversion no good. Score stands 28-0 with 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. Still in this first quarter, Parmar Stars is a proud sponsor of our broadcast tonight here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network. Brought to you by HD Media. If there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon. We also want to be certain to thank Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram for their sponsorship for our broadcast this evening. Wide selection of vehicles for you there at Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Sure, you can find one to your liking there. In a little more than a minute here in this first quarter between Winfield and Poca, and it's been all Gens so far. The Generals have scored every time they've touched the football, really. 3 scores on their first 3 drives on offense, and then a special teams touchdown there with that punt return from Trey Tanner. Gonna apologize for saying Turner.
Well, they had a shot at a possible interception on that drive too with the tipped pass. So, Poca really needs to find some way to answer on offense, or else this could get out of hand.
Brad Jones cleanly fields the kickoff this time, and will bring it up to the 30-yard line. A decent return there. And that is where the Dots will bring the offense back out for another try. Forced to punt it away. Preston Bonnet had a quick kick. It looked like a really good kick, too, coming off of him. But then Tanner just let it bounce in front of him once, let it go into his arms, and let the block set up the rest of the way. And that's how the Generals take this 28-0 lead over Poca on the road. The 81st meeting all time between these two schools, as Bonnet has a nice run on first down. Will get up to the 35-yard line. It's a 5-yard pickup on first down. The Dots were actually on a 5-game win streak in this series, a series that dates back all the way to 1933. These two schools have been playing against one another. And that 5-game win streak was ended last year, where the Winfield Generals won in a shutout, a romp, 64-0. It's currently 28-0 Generals here in the first quarter, nearing the end of this opening quarter. Cook hands off to Bonnet. Bonnet met initially behind the line of scrimmage, trying to keep his legs moving forward and pick up some positive yardage here. That should be the final play of the first quarter. A nice stop there defensively by Briar Ayers, as well as Toby Lockery. That will do it for the first quarter. The Generals lead 28-0 over the Dots. We're back with second quarter action right after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
Serving the area one truck at a time for over 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is in your neighborhood each and every day, working to keep your family cool and comfortable. With the dog days of summer ahead and fall right around the corner, it's time to schedule your home HVAC system tune-up and preventive maintenance. Right now, we're offering 0% financing on a new Rheem home system and includes a 10-year worry-free warranty. Remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call or visit us online today to schedule your appointment at mullenplumbing.com.
At Winfield State University, you can discover friends to last a lifetime, professors who broaden your perspective, and the skills and education for future success in a small town environment. At Winfield State University, you can become a pioneer.
The relationship between a lawyer and a client is based on trust. Over the years, we've been entrusted with some of the biggest cases in West Virginia. That's because we have a track record of success and getting exceptional results. We've built a reputation as one of the go-to law firms throughout the state of West Virginia. We're proud of the reputation we've earned in the community for providing exceptional, aggressive legal representation. When you hire my law firm, you don't get excuses, you get results.
Ball Toyota is here for all your automotive needs. We have a large selection of new 2023 Tacomas, RAV4s, Highlanders, Camrys, and Corollas in stock and available for immediate delivery. Right now, get rates as low as 3.99% for 48 months on select new Toyota models, or get 4.99% financing for 60 months. Be sure to give your new Toyota the protection it deserves with our $995 genuine Toyota service contract. Visit balltoyota.com. It's a whole new ballgame.
Taking a look over at the Dots, getting ready to come back out for a third down play. Just outside the 35-yard line. Still looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight in this Putnam County rivalry game against the Winfield Generals. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, and our Media Center crew, happy to have you with us here this evening. O.O. White Stadium in Poca, West Virginia. The Dots 500 on the year coming into tonight's matchup. Winners of 3 of their last 4. A loss to a very good Roane County Raiders team in that 4-game stretch. The Generals come into tonight on a 4-game winning streak after losing their first one to very good Hurricane Redskins team. Generals have won their last 4, including 2 shutouts in that as well. Right now, the Generals defense pitching a shutout. Oh, and even I was confused. Yeah, the Dots are 3rd and short, not 3rd and long. Going the other way now. That's right. But they even had me confused there for a second. It's been a long day, folks. It's a 3rd and short for the Dots from the 35. Cook in the shotgun. Drops back to pass, surveys the field, throws across the middle, has Colton Petrie, and it's just off of Petrie's hands. So close for the Dots to be able to convert that 3rd down. Maybe a little too high for Petrie, too. Did have to stretch out quite a bit to try to make that catch. But he did get his hands on it, and some people would say, for a receiver, you can get your hands on it. It's got to be caught. So it goes both ways, though, honestly. I'm sure they'll both say sorry about that.
He's got decent size listed at 5'11".
And the punt is blocked. The Bonnet pushed on top of it, but that is going to be a turnover after the block by the Generals punt return team. They were relatively close on the punt return for the touchdown that they had. Bonnet did have to quick kick that one, but this time the Generals do in fact get to it. Bonnet didn't get enough of a quick kick away. So Generals offense come out on off for the 4th time tonight, scored on their previous 3, including the special teams punt return touchdown. 2 special teams plays in a row really made by the Generals when that punt return team's been out there. Pinkerton under center, sends a man in motion. Fake handoff, throw out into the flat. That is caught by Jace Miller. Miller turns downfield, forced out of bounds. Be short of the goal line, well short of the goal line, but does have enough for a first down. 1st and 10 from the 20, now down inside the 5 to the, down to the 5, so a 15-yard pickup there. 1st and goal for the Generals. Pinkerton lines up under center. Sends the man in motion. Hands off to Miller, the fullback. Miller fighting his way for the goal line, and he's in for the 2nd time tonight. Jace Miller gets across the goal line. This time it comes in the 2nd quarter. And that extends the lead up to 34-0 now. Winfield on top. And Jackson Alexander out for the extra point try.
Yeah, just such a deep set of weapons for Winfield, and really such different ball carriers. Is a little misfire on that field goal or extra point attempt there.
Yeah, it's no good. Score holds at 34-0. Winfield on top. Just into the 2nd quarter of action. We're having a great time here in Week 7 of high school football action in West Virginia. But ahead for us in Week 8, we will have featured games such as St. Albans at GW, Sissonville at Winfield, and Logan at Nitro. You can catch all the action on HD Plus or visit the Gazette Mail or Herald Dispatch website for the links to those games. Again, it'll be St. Albans at GW, Sissonville, Winfield, and Logan at Nitro next week on our High School Game Day broadcasts. But here in week number 7, it's still Winfield over Poca 34-0. As the Generals will kick off again, getting ready to send that defense back out that's been really good so far this evening. A very bend, don't break attitude about it so far in this first half. Allowed the Dots to get inside the red zone once already, but forced the missed field goal. Have a punt return for a touchdown, a blocked punt that set up the short score there just a moment ago. And a kickoff is fielded by Jones. Jones will bring it up the middle. And he is going to be stopped just around the 25-yard line. A relatively short gain that time for Brad Jones. And they'll actually mark him at the 24, it looks like. So the Dots offense will come back out. Still looking to get on the board for the first time tonight.
And then the instinct might be pretty quick to try to go to more of the passing game. We have seen them maybe go to the air a couple more times than they typically would thus far in the game. But right now they need to try to ride their advantages, and that's up front to try to run their way back into this, try to cut this deficit down by halftime.
Peyton Cook in the shotgun throws a pass out in the flat to Preston Bonnet. Bonnet takes a good hit out in space. Coming up to make that tackle for the Generals defense is Blake Withrow, the Sam linebacker. And that's a loss on that play, looking for Bonnet on that screen play as he's put back to the 20. They did spot him at the 25-yard line, so 2nd and 15. And a timeout requested by the Dots and head coach Seth Ramsey. They're going to talk some things over here with 2nd and 15 on the way, trailing 34-0. And a gorgeous evening here at O.O. White Stadium. Big thanks to Parmar Stores for our sponsorship this evening. We'll have your player of the game coming up later on in our broadcast tonight. Will help make that decision with me later on. And then also want to be certain to thank Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram for their sponsorship this season as well. As we are we're past the halfway point in the high school football season, for the regular season that is anyway. Week number 7 in this Putnam County rivalry game that has been dominated so far by the Winfield Generals, scoring on every time they've touched the football. 4 for 4 on offense. Got the special teams punt return touchdown.
And already here forcing Poca into a second and long situation when they've got behind the 6, they have not been able to fight the way out many times except for that big run on 4th down on their opening drive.
Coming out of the Dots timeout, handoff goes to Bonnet. Bonnet met quickly in the middle there. Toby Lockery getting him the stop, as well as big number 74. Don't have the number 74 on my roster, so I'm not quite sure who that is for the Generals that made that tackle as he runs off the field there. But he helped make that stop as well.
So far, 12 carries for 81 yards for Bonnet, so running pretty well, but just some key stops by Winfield and tough defense, like you said, bend, don't break, and haven't let them in the red zone except for that first drive.
Cook throws over to the far side, had to rush the throw, looking for Jones on the far side of the field. And the incompletion brings up 4th and 11 after Bonnet was able to get 4 yards back a few moments ago.
This punt unit for Poca's got to be really careful now that Winfield's already got that first block. Now the guys are going to be really gunning for it now that they've seen that weakness in the unit.
Tanner stands at his own 41-yard line and awaiting the punt from Bonnet. Bonnet gets it off, but it's a sidewinder of a kick. Takes a Winfield bounce out of bounds around the 40-yard line. Still on the Dots side of the field. They'll mark it out at the 42. So that is where Poca will bring the defense out to try to stop this Winfield offense for the first time tonight.
And this is a tough task. Like, not only does Winfield have a bunch of capable ball handlers, but they're all pretty different. You got Pearson, who's got great speed and great maneuverability in there. He makes great cuts, like we saw, especially on his touchdown run. Then you've also got Miller, who can just push forward for 5, 6, or 3, 4, 5 yards after after first contact. So there's really a lot of things they can do out of these tight formations they like to run.
I formation here for the Generals. Pinkerton under center. Takes the snap, hands off to Pearson off the right side. Pearson's got some blockers in front of him. Cuts back into the middle of the field, still on his feet across the 25-yard line. Nice run there on first down for Kawan Pearson.
From the 42 to the 22, a smooth 20-yard pickup there, pushing him to already getting close to about 80 yards already in this game. 89 yards.
1st and 10 for the Gens. Leading 34-0. Less than 10 to go in this first half. Pinkerton in the shotgun. Daly lined up just behind the line of scrimmage, and before the snap, a false start on the Generals.
Lockery there on the far side is unable to hold his stance for quite as long as he needed to there.
So that'll back him up 1st and 15 now from the 27. Penalties, though, really haven't affected the Generals so far tonight. Have been able to pick up yards in chunks seemingly at will. It's thanks to the hard running of Kawan Pearson and Jace Miller so far tonight. Pinkerton takes a snap, going to keep it himself on a quarterback power. Has a lane and has the first down. Or at least has close to the first down, depending on where they spot him. Trying to make that extra effort to get a couple of extra yards. And he's going to come up just shy.
13 yards there.
Looks like they're spotting him at the 25. Excuse me, at the 15, rather. So 2nd and short. Pinkerton drops back to pass, looking toward the end zone for Lockery, and it's overthrown.
Number
looking toward that back corner of the end zone. He had him open again. Pinkerton's had his guys a couple of times tonight, just hasn't been able to find that touch. And again, he's not a quarterback by trade. He started getting some reps in the offseason, eventually transitioned to being a wing back, but then really took no reps at quarterback after Matthew Daly got hurt early in the offseason. So then he's really transitioned to playing quarterback with little to no time to get ready for it over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, the more reps he gets, the more he gets used to, he's going to find that, but also when you have running backs like this,
yeah, when
you don't
Pearson
need
can
to
just stretch a
necessarily
play out
all the
like
time.
that. Pearson rides his block all the way to the edge, and I love the way he did it, too. He could have cut up and taken a burst of speed to go right into the end zone, but instead he allows his block to pay off, stretches it to the pylon, and gets his way in for the score from 15 yards out. So Alexander out for the PAT try. Kick is up, and it is good. 41-0 our score. About 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of it. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the one up on the cage. I need.
Are you a die-hard Mountaineer fan? Then you need to check out the award-winning Touchdown City Show. Tune in as Anthony Lewis, Derek Bailey, Michael Sussman, and WVU legend Avon Coburn break down every thrilling play, every heart-pounding moment, and every victory that leaves you on the edge of your seat. Whether you bleed gold and blue or love great football discussions, the Touchdown City Show has you covered. Find the Touchdown City Show on your local radio station or visit touchdowncity.com for a list of radio affiliates and links to your favorite podcast platform. For the best coverage and all things Mountaineer football, check out the Touchdown City Show.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
At Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston, we're the #1 Jeep dealer in the entire state of West Virginia because we believe in treating our customers like family. That's why you get the best deal right up front with friends and family pricing. It's our way of saying thanks for allowing us to be a part of your community.
It's Jeep season at Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston. And for a limited time, get up to 10% off MSRP on any brand new 2023 Compass.
Text or chat now and even get pre-approved at DutchMillerJeep.com.
Be sure to head to your local newsstand, pick up your weekend edition of the Gazette-Mail or Herald-Dispatch for a recap of all the high school football action from around the state, wherever you pick up your print editions of your favorite HD media paper. In this one, between Poca and Winfield, it's been all Generals as Brad Jones takes this kickoff after another Generals touchdown from 15 yards out. Pearson gets his second score of the night as Jones is stopped just shy of the 30 at the 28-yard line, depending on where they ultimately stop him there. But the Generals have definitely, you could tell, been eager to get back to this one after a bye week last week at the midway point in the season. It's been 2 weeks of preparing for this game, although we did talk with head coach Eddie Smolder, and he said he did give the kids a couple of days off there after the game against Logan before the bye week, that 53-0 win for the Generals, but then got back to it, started working on themselves and improving just a little bit each and every day. As Peyton Cook play action fake on 1st and 10 under some heavy pressure, rolling out, still up, and he's going to be forced out of bounds. He will pick up a short gain up to the 30-yard line. Gain of 2. That'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Dots offense.
And when we were talking to Coach about how his kind of unique take on the bye week, it really felt like this is a team that really prides itself on putting in the work, and he getting, as he said, 1%, at least 1% better each and every day with that weekly payoff at the end to kind of mark your progress. I think that's kind of what it felt like he was.
Yeah, that was
complaining about not necessarily having a break,
but yeah, he just wished they could compete 10 weeks out of the year. Pass thrown up in the air, incomplete, hung there for a while as a couple of players collide there at midfield. No flag comes in though for interference. And that'll bring up 3rd and 8 for the Dot offense. And, he did say that they did something fun, though. They played some competitive games and just got a nice, fun, competitive mindset last Friday on their game day. Players thought they were coming in, going to have a serious practice and take things very seriously on their game day. What would have been game day, but got to have a little bit of fun while being a little bit competitive at the same time. And he said that was great to see them just to be able to have a nice, a blast for a little bit while still being able to be competitive and put in that hard work. As a screen pass comes out to the near side, Preston Bonnet catches it and is immediately wrapped up and brought down. Chris Radcliffe, the corner, comes up to make the tackle, but then a flag's going to come in at the end. I think they're going to get him for taunting. Made the tackle, and then as he was getting over, kind of gave a little push on the back of Preston Bonnet. So
man, that's a shame.
That negates
a
great play. Yeah, it negates
play.
A really good play. You hate to see that for the Generals. But for the Dots, it keeps the drive alive. On 3rd and 8, that's a free 15-yard penalty, and it's now 1st and 10 from your own 45. So the Dots offense gets to stay out there.
And as this game quickly gets out of hand, Poca will take a first down, beg, barn, steal anywhere they can get right now to try to get something going, at least come out with a win in the field position game.
A little more than 7 minutes to go in the first half. Dots still trying to get on the board for the first time tonight. Handoff goes to Bonnet. Bonnet fights his way across midfield from the 45-yard line down to the 48. Nice 7-yard pickup there on 1st down and 10 after the free set of downs given up by the Generals defense after what would have been a 3rd down stop. That's the important thing, too, there is not only does that 15-yard penalty hurt you in terms of field positioning, but that was a 3rd down stop that he just made on a great play. Just left his head a little bit there after making that great play. So now 2nd and short for the Dot offense. Pistol formation. Bonnet lines up behind Cook. Cook drops back to pass, throws it down the far sideline, and that pass is incomplete, looking for Jack McClanahan, the sophomore wideout. He's been his favorite target this season outside of Preston Bonnet. McClanahan, the team's leading receiver with 23 catches, 356 yards, but Bonnet is the favorite guy to go in terms of scoring. He has 3 of the 4 passing touchdowns that Cook has thrown this season.
We saw one of those on a big play last week out against Sissonville on a catch and run across the middle. Just a real athletic kid who you just want to get the ball to. But, right now he's doing all he can right now and not quite getting it done.
Going to get it here on 3rd and short, but he's going to take a big loss all the way back close to the 40-yard line. That's a tough loss there. Bonnet tried to stretch the play out because he was trying to allow the block to set up and then get around that edge, but the edge just never got set for him. So that will back them up back to their own territory.
That's about 9, I believe, on that one. Just very uncharacteristic play for him.
Back to the 43-yard line. So that'll be 4th and long now for the Dots, and Bonnet set to punt it away again. High snap, but he gets it off. It is a high kick. It's not a long kick, but it does take a Dot bounce, and it will be down at the 30, 31-yard line. So That is where the Generals offense will take the field. We'll step aside for a quick break. With 5:33 to go in the first half, the Generals lead 41-0. We're back with more right after this.
In an ever-changing world, one thing you can always count on is Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. You know, Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and their method is so straightforward it may shock you. Friendly service and a huge selection of inventory with more arriving daily. When you're ready for your next vehicle, take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Hi, it's Tony Caridi. You know, our West Virginia military veterans are the last ones to ask for handouts, yet many of them are hungry. I invite you to watch a video that shows an amazing monthly program that helps feed our veterans in Beckley and Clarksburg. Huntington Bank and other partners would like to expand this program to other areas of our state, and we'd love for you to help. Watch the video at wvenriched.com. That's wvenriched.com.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Generals back out on offense after the brief stoppage there for the change in possession. Winfield up 6 touchdowns in this opening half.
Almost 6, if you count all the extra points and whatnot.
Close to a first down run here. Nice run by Jace Miller.
He might be one of the strongest runners I've seen all year. Just never doesn't have a couple guys trying to bring him down at the end. I don't think I've seen one guy do it yet. And already touched the ball 7 times already, too, leading the team in touches of 45 yards on the ground and 29 through the air. And 2 touchdowns.
Second and short after that nice run to open the drive up by Miller. Pinkerton under center, sends a man in motion. That's Daly. Handoff goes to the, or check that, it's a fake at the option. Pitch goes to Daly. Daly's got a block, and Daly's got the sidelines. Inside the 30, to the 20, 10, 5. Is he going to get there? He gets to the pylon. Touchdown, Generals! I do believe there is a flag down, though, back near midfield. Yes, there is. At the 49-yard line, a flag is thrown, and that one looks like it's probably coming back. But what a nice run by Matthew Daly. And that one is a hold against the Generals, so that will back them up 10 yards. But, man, what an impressive run there by Matthew Daly. Again, that's a second time Easton Pinkerton, who, again, not traditionally a quarterback, has faked the living heck out of me on one of those plays.
You know, someone with more of a running back experience, you might expect to be a little bit better at the handwork that goes with that. But great job there. Too bad it got called back for a penalty. But let's stash that one away as one that seemed to work pretty well. Maybe not using it in this game, but going down the road, definitely looks like a play they're going to come back to.
So 2nd and 2 after the penalty. Man in motion. Handoff goes to Pearson off the right side. Pearson breaks out of a couple tackles, and he's off! Pearson inside the 30, to the 10, 5, touchdown, Generals! 61 yards to the house. Pearson, for the 3rd time tonight, gets on the board for Winfield. Make it 47-0. Generals on top.
And that might not have been the exact same play, but pretty similar, just to the other side with a different running back. And, just doesn't really matter which of their running backs they hand it to. Busting off big plays there, 62 yards. Pearson now, 6 carries, 164 yards. Half of his carries have been for touchdowns. Just a fantastic showing for him so far. This one, we're not even halftime.
He's got over 100 yards just on his touchdown carries alone tonight.
Carries of 50, 13, and 61. So just magic with the ball in his hands tonight here in Poca.
Generals going to go for 2 here, try to make it 49-0. And they're trying to draw the Dots offside. Actually, sorry, I thought they were blowing it for a penalty, but I just kneeled totally missed him under center, kneeling that there.
I guess maybe a show of mercy or something.
That's what you want to call it. 47-0 our score. 4:03 to go in this first half.
So I thought you were going to go for 2 just to get the rounded 49.
That's what I thought.
But what do we know?
Well, rounded in terms of touchdown and extra point numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
49, rounded in
49
terms.
definitely not
in
a rounded
terms,
number.
49 is a rounded number.
Oh. In a little more than 4 minutes to go here first half. We're having a good time, folks, on this week 7 of high school football action in West Virginia. And again, an absolutely gorgeous evening with this. As humid as it was last week here in Poca, much better feeling here in the air tonight.
Yeah, definitely just that little touch of fall that's been creeping in over the Tri-State and the Kanawha Valley here the past couple. Really, it was pretty hot earlier this week, but it's really starting to settle in now.
Certainly feels like
a little bit more like
pumpkin
football
spice
weather.
Season. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a pumpkin spice person. Oh, it's definitely football weather, though.
Well, if you like pumpkins, Pumpkin Festival kicked off in Milton
Yes,
yesterday.
Did. Brad Jones with a return up across the 25, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the 30.
And Jones, a couple weeks ago when we were here, I don't know if it was the Logan game or the Sissonville game, but Jones set them up several times. Up past the 30, towards the 40 with his kick returns. Not so much the case here. Winfield's unit being a lot more stout and really bringing them down before he's gotten to the 30. I think on any of his carries or any of his returns so far in this one.
Yeah, the Dots have really had a tough go in terms of field position this evening. Got down inside the red zone just the one time so far in this first half, and then ultimately missed a field goal. That was the first field goal try for Gavin Berry all season long. The junior, again, was 14 of 19 on PAT tries coming into tonight. Preston Bonnet with a run off the right side, tries to lower the shoulder to fight for more yardage, and he'll get across the 30, maybe to the 31. And a decent gain there. Set up 2nd and 6.
It seems like they've had the most success when Bonnet goes off tackle, not necessarily bouncing it totally to the outside, but going off the big guys on the end of the line.
And that right side of the line is the big side of the line. Dillard, 275. Tusing, 270. Their center, 273. Handoff goes to Bonnet off the left side. Bonnet trying to stretch it out wide, and he's going to be stopped for no gain, maybe a short gain, if anything.
Looks like they might give him just
a yard, if that.
Yeah.
And there is a player down over on the far side of the field. That is a general player. So they're going to run over and see to him. While they go over and check him out, we're going to step aside for a quick break. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the first half. 47-0. Generals on top of the Dots. We're back with more right after this. Thanks for joining us here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. If you're watching this game right now, your computer, iPhone, tablet, however you're watching, maybe your TV, you can watch it wherever you go. As long as you download the HD Media Plus app, you get access to all the free content from HD Media in terms of videos, live streams, totally for free. The HD Media Plus app available on all Apple, iOS, Android platforms, Roku TV, and Amazon Fire Stick. Injured player for the Generals, number 5, Trey Tanner, the man with the punt return touchdown, a 90-yard punt return. My eyes deceived me earlier. He was actually back at the 10 when he fielded that punt. Thought it was around the 20, but so he gets that 90-yard punt return score to get the Generals their lead extended out a little bit more earlier. Right now at 47-0, and great to see him walking off the field under his own power over to the near sideline. So, third medium for the Dots. Cook under heavy pressure, wrapped up and sacked. Bringing him down, Briar Ayers. Animal, what a sack by the junior defensive end. Force a 4th and long coming up for Poca.
And it just has not gone Poca's way when they try to go to the air so far. Cook 2 of 7 for -8 yards. Both passes being screens that got blown up. So, Preston Bond is still able to do pretty well on the ground with 83 yards on 16 carries. But they got to get some production out of this passing game.
Timeout requested by head coach Eddie Smolder and the Generals. They want to talk some things over here on 4th and long for the Dots as they were getting ready to punt things away. Just going to look over there at that sideline for the Dots. Going to talk some things over themselves. Take advantage of this to try to regroup a little bit. Because, again, Will, as you mentioned, it's not gone stellarly for the Dots, but they've had flashes of good things happen. They just haven't been able to string things together, and that's partly because of how well this Generals team does tackling in space. They do such a great job of getting to you quickly and then gang tackling you. They swarm to the football defensively and really try to limit you as much as they can.
And especially on the outside, that's somewhere where Poca really likes to exploit, Bonnet's speed, something Smolder talk to us about how fast Bonnet is and how he's
one of the fastest 100-meter runners in the state.
But they do a great job of cutting that off. We've seen a lot of plays the outside, either the kind of jet plays or the screens the outside. Like we said, the screens have been completed at negative yards. So that's great speed on the outside for Winfield, really shutting down a lot of what Poca likes to do. And their inside running has been more successful and not where they'd like it to be, obviously.
Bonnet gets this one away, an end-over-end kick, and somehow staying on his feet with the return there. And breaking it off for the Generals is that's Chris Radcliffe on the return. Had just Preston Bonnet to beat, and he gets a nice return there for the Generals. Again, was about to slip at midfield, and then somehow turned it into a burst of speed all the way down inside the 10
to
the 9. So looks like they're going to give him a 41-yard return.
Just so many guys on this Winfield team capable with the ball in their hands.
Wow, what an explosive play there from Chris Radcliffe. And I'd say that makes up for that personal foul he had earlier in this quarter where it negated what would have been a 3rd down stop. Defense had to stay out on the field a little bit longer and gets a nice return there. Set the Generals offense up 1st and goal.
It always kind of feels like on that one, he's looking at his team, and as good as he is, so many guys capable with the ball. And like I just said, you only can get so many chances to touch it, so he's not going to let that one pass him by, and makes the most of it and sets the team up with another fantastic chance to add to their lead, push it over 50.
And he may have not gotten the opportunity had Trey Tanner not gotten a little banged up a few plays ago. Before that on defense, Radcliffe probably wouldn't have been back there returning that punt. Takes advantage of his opportunity, as Will mentions there, and sets up the Generals 1st and goal from the 9. Parmar Store is a proud sponsor of tonight's HD Media Game Day broadcast. If there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon. We'll have our player of the game sponsor coming up at the end of our broadcast as well, and a handful of names for Will to pick from as of right now here in this first half. Man goes in motion. Handoff goes to the back, Gannon Boggs. And Boggs will have a short gain. Maybe a yard or two. They gave him a yard down to the 8. I like seeing the Generals already rotating in some of their backups already, as Jared Miller is in the game at quarterback now, replacing Easton Pinkerton, who again's making his made his third start, I should say, for the Generals this evening. After starting quarterback Chase Massey got hurt. And Miller keeps it himself on a quarterback power and runs into the end zone from 8 yards out. With a minute and some change to go in this first half. Jared Miller gets his own number called. It's the backup quarterback and goes in from 8 yards out. Make it 53-0. PAT is the kneel, and it'll be 53-0 our score with a minute and change to go in this first half. And the Generals will really, everything started from the opening kickoff and the coin toss. Really, the Generals won the coin toss, opted to take the football first, and really set the tone on that opening drive. Pearson, a 50-yard touchdown run to go put the Generals on top under 2 minutes into the first quarter, and then it was all Generals from there in this first half.
And it's just been chunk play after chunk play with this, just like I said, deep roster of playmakers Winfield's working with. Miller with a 25-yard touchdown run. Pearson touchdown runs of 50, 13, and 61. Pinkerton had the big 31-yard run to set up a touchdown. You can go on. Couple catches in there by Miller and Lawford. Just an offense that's been firing on all cylinders. Basically, everything they wanted to do so far, and now as they head into halftime, going to get a chance to put in some of these younger guys and kind of build for the future. Honestly, like you're saying, already having put in Miller at quarterback, they're probably thankful for that opportunity with the situation they've had at quarterback anyway. Pinkerton's done great, but can't hurt to get more experience at that key position.
Jones will return it from the 50, and he is stopped around the 30-yard line. A decent return there, about 14 yards. He's looking at him the 29. So a 14-yard return, and the Dots come out trying to still look for that first score of the night for them. And again, it hasn't been for inability to move the football. The Dots have been able to move the ball on a couple of their drives. They've just fizzled out. They haven't been able to string together really more than a first down or two on a drive.
Well, that when
even that opening drive where they missed the field goal, it was a long run from Preston Bonnet on 4th and short that set them up inside the red zone area that they then missed that field goal on.
As the game comes on, the run that set that up now accounts for fully over half of Bonnet's rushing total. So they're just not able to reproduce that going forward after that big run. Now they're about 2 there for them.
Yeah, short run gain there, rather.
2 might have been generous. Looks more like about a half.
Yeah, they're going to move the ball up onto the 30-yard line. Really no gain, if anything, there as the Winfield band getting ready for their halftime performance here at OO White Stadium. See the props crossing across the bottom of your camera screen there. Handoff goes to Bonnet on the near side. Bonnet trying to bounce it out, and he is going to be brought down across the 30 after a short gain.
Go about 2 there, it looks like.
Yeah, give him the 32. Well, they'll give him the... Yeah, no, between the 32 and the 33, so we'll call it the 32. 2-yard gain. Football just shy of the 33-yard line. 25 seconds to go. 15 on the play clock. The Dots will have to snap the ball one more time before the end of this first half. Cook hands off to Bonnet off the right side. Bonnet breaks out a one-arm tackle, drops his shoulder, but he is driven backward after that initial contact is met. I believe that's Toby Lockery who comes in to make that stop. And he is going to be forced out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. Still needs a couple more yards to convert this 4th down. But that is, well, now that is the final play as they wind the clock. So first half comes to a conclusion. Winfield leading the home team Dots 53-0. It's been all Generals from opening kickoff in this one. We'll step aside for a break, then when we come back, we'll have the halftime performance for you from Winfield and Poca. That's all up after this on High School Gameday on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
Serving the area one truck at a time for over 60 years, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is in your neighborhood neighborhood each and every day working to keep your family cool and comfortable. With the dog days of summer ahead and fall right around the corner, it's time to schedule your home HVAC system tune-up and preventive maintenance. Right now, we're offering 0% financing on a new Rheem home system and includes a 10-year worry-free warranty. Remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call or visit us online today to schedule your appointment at mullenplumbing.com.
At Glenville State University, you can discover friends to last a lifetime, professors who broaden your perspective, and the skills and education for future success in a small town environment. At Glenville State University, you can become a pioneer.
The relationship between a lawyer and a client is based on trust. Over the years, we've been entrusted with some of the biggest cases in West Virginia. That's because we have a track record of success and getting exceptional results. We built a reputation as one of the go-to law firms throughout the state of West Virginia. We're proud of the reputation we've earned in the community for providing exceptional, aggressive legal representation. When you hire my law firm, you don't get excuses, you get results.
go to my other job.
Hey, I'll take 60. I checked the weather. It was 372. That was the beginning game. By 10 o'clock, it was just 60. So.
Remember, get a little bit of breeze out there.
Yeah. Tomorrow night time we put it in the bag.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for your Poca Dot marching band. direction of Bob Carroll, Assistant Director Tabby Snyder.
Fall Toyota is here for all your automotive needs. We have a large selection of new 2023 Tacomas, RAV4s, Highlanders, Camrys, and Corollas in stock and available for immediate delivery. Right now, get rates as low as 3.99% for 48 months on select new Toyota models, or get 4.99% financing for 60 months. Be sure to give your new Toyota the protection it deserves with our $995 genuine Toyota service contract. Visit balltoyota.com. It's a whole new ballgame.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of it. I don't think they really wanna come against the window, got a finger run up and on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the window about the cage. I need.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
At Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston, we're the #1 Jeep dealer in the entire state of West Virginia because we believe in treating our customers like family. That's why you get the best deal right up front with friends and family pricing. It's our way of saying thanks for allowing us to be a part of your community.
It's Jeep season at Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston. And for a limited time, get up to 10% off MSRP on any brand new 2023 Compass.
Text or chat now and even get pre-approved at DutchMillerJeep.com.
Back here at O.O. White Stadium, Poca, West Virginia. Halftime between the Dots and the Generals. It's been all Generals in this one from the opening kickoff, leading 53-0. And the Generals have done it a multitude of ways, but it's been all on the ground for the Generals, save for a 90-yard punt return touchdown by Trey Tanner at the end of the first quarter. A couple of captains meeting out there at midfield. Caleb Cool for the Generals and Tony Belcher for the Dots. The Generals won the coin toss to start tonight's contest, took the opening kickoff took the option to receive that, and again got started on the opening drive, a 50-yard touchdown run for Kawan Pearson, and then a 2-point conversion try was good. The Generals took the 8-0 lead and again never looked back. As a matter of fact, scored 3 times to close out the first quarter. A 2-yard touchdown run coming with 3:40 to go in the first quarter. That coming from Matthew Daly. Then Jace Miller broke off a 24-yard touchdown run. That made it 22-0 before that 90-yard punt return by Trey Tanner to make it 28-0. So the 2-point conversion try was no good. Then in the second quarter, the Generals found the scoreboard 4 more times. A 5-yard run for Miller. Pearson with 2 touchdown runs, one from 13, one from 62. And then Jared Miller, the backup quarterback, coming in the game there late in the first half. And he got an 8-yard touchdown run of his own to put us at 53-0. The Generals kneeling on the PAT try those last 2 touchdowns. So that is how we stand here at 53-0 at the end of 1. And we are going to shorten the quarters here in the second half. 8 minutes to start quarter number 3. The question is are we going to have a rolling clock to start the second half as well? It will start in the fourth quarter regardless, but they are going to at least shorten the fourth quarter or the third quarter clock here to 8 minutes. Would imagine that will be the same again for the fourth. And again, that will be a running clock in the fourth at this point regardless. But very well could have a running clock here in the third quarter. We'll keep you abreast of that. But second half underway as boot goes to ball, and Brad Jones will return from the 14-yard line. Jones runs into his own teammate, actually, as he crosses the 25-yard line, and he'll be brought down at about the 26. So about a 12-yard return there for Jones, and the Dot offense will come back out, start the second half, and it will not be a running clock here in this third quarter. So look for that in the fourth, but again, shortened by 4 minutes here in the second half for each of our quarters. Again, Dot offense looking to string together a couple of first downs in this second half, get on the board for the first time tonight. Came close on their opening drive, but missed a field goal after getting down to the 11-yard line, as Preston Bonnet has a nice run here, going from left to right on your screen, as he will get across the 30, and he'll be brought down shy of the first down by a couple of yards. 6 yards on that, 7 yards on that run. We'll spot it at the 33-yard line. Give him 6, second and 4. Cook takes a shotgun snap, hands off to Bonnet off the left side. Bonnet trying to stretch it out, and he's going to be bottled up quickly by that Winfield defense. And there is a flag down coming in from our referee. Look for the ruling on that here in just a moment. It's going to be a hold on the Dots. That's going to back them up.
And not what you want, especially after they actually got a pretty good first down play to start out this quarter, but backing them up now, give them second and long.
Yeah, go from second and short to second and long coming up here, as that will back them up inside their own 25-yard line, back to the 24. So second and 13, second and 13. 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. In a shortened third quarter, as the Generals came back out of the locker room with a 50-point lead. Snap comes back to Cook. Handoff goes to Bonnet up the middle. Bonnet is met in the backfield. Quickly getting to him that time is 63, Caleb Cool, the senior captain defensive end. And this Winfield defense has really been making life tough for the Dots. And something, again, that Coach Eddie Smolder talked about is how big they are up front. Well, they've used their quickness along that defensive front to really make things tough for those big guys, to create some space for Bonnet to be able to run.
Yeah, definitely not a typical performance out of this Poca offensive line, which is really usually the driving force behind their whole offense, along with making room for Bonnet. But Winfield found a good way to negate it, coming off the edges, using their speed to advantage.
Cook pump fakes once, and then it's intercepted. And taking this one all the way to the house for the Generals is Luke Davis. Davis snares it out of the air, steals it away from the would-be target from Peyton Cook, and takes it all the way back to the house. Pick six. Generals make it 59-0.
Great job there to stay right with his guy, make the play when the pass wasn't right where it needed to be.
Luke Davis with the pick six, and again, it's 59-0. Generals with the lead. And the offense coming out and kneeled twice to end scoring drives in the first half. We'll see what they do here. Like to think they'd kneel it once again. And it looks like they are lined up in a victory-style formation. Yeah, they are just going to kneel that out. 6:05 to go in this third quarter. 59-0 our score after a pick six by Luke Davis, the senior. Takes one back to the house on the defensive side of the ball for the Generals. They've now scored on offense multiple times. They've got a special teams return on a punt return for a touchdown of 90 yards. And now they've got a 20-plus yard pick six from the defense as well.
And they also had that 41-yard punt return that got them down to the 9. That was nearly a touchdown itself. So just, having no real problem doing what they want to do out here, and now just cruising their way to another victory here to push them to 5-1.
Two road games in 3 weeks for the Generals after a bye week last week. On the road at Logan before this matchup, their last time out 2 weeks ago. It was a 53-0 win for the Gens, up 59-0 right now over their cross-county rival. In this 81st meeting all-time between Poca and Winfield. Jones fields it on the bounce. Jones is wrapped up after a relatively short gain, 10, maybe 11 yards if he's lucky on that return, up to the 25. And the Generals, again, special teams has been very sound for Winfield this evening. Kickoff coverage has been great for Winfield, allowing Brad Jones to not have really any return space whatsoever. Punt block once already, a punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, just finding ways to.
And no surprise really. I mean, when you consider who the General special teams coach is, former Herd and NFL player Chris Massey, is a stellar at special teams.
And definitely someone who knows the importance and made a livelihood off of that importance. So, and also definitely someone you can. Some kids will definitely pay extra attention to who
especially because he's
successful at it.
Yeah, the way he was able to make a career in the NFL, had longevity there as well. He knows the type of work ethic it takes to not only make it to the next level at college, but also to make it to that next level if you aspire to be a professional football player. So great to have a guy like him on staff, and especially a guy who can do what he does as a special teams coach with this Winfield team. Did a great job with it last year and has done a stellar job of it so far this season as well. And I'm not saying that just because he's a couple of feet down the way from us here in the press box. But the Generals have looked stellar in all phases of their game so far this evening. Dots back with the football after the pick six by the Generals defense. Bonnet gets the handoff this time. Tries to bounce it back to the left side, but again, that Winfield defense does such a great job of getting the initial contact made on whoever the ball carrier is or whoever the receiver is, and then hold them up so everybody else can come in and gang tackle them. They do a great job of swarming to the football. Short gain there on first down by Bonnet of maybe 2 yards. Call it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and especially when you look at, as increasingly there are not starters in here on this Winfield defense, still having that same mentality.
Bonnet coming out to the outside, and Bonnet tries to take on the defender head on. He does run him down, but wrapping him up and bringing him down is Braden Graziani. Senior will make that stop and holds Bonnet to a short gain. Will set up 3rd and 5. Generals have done a great job of tackling an open space tonight as well. That's one thing that teams have really struggled to do against Preston Bonnet. Bonnet's been made a living so far this season of making one man miss, breaking out of a tackle, and then keeping his legs moving and fighting for extra yardage. And he hasn't been able to really get that going so far this evening as he takes another handoff here, and he'll be quickly met in the backfield as there is a flag that comes in there on that play. But again, right there, the Winfield defense swarming to the football and not allowing Preston Bonnet to get that space that he needs.
And what really makes Bonnet so good is not just his speed, but his tenacity. He does a great job of fighting through it and get extra yardage each and every way he can. So, it's especially important to try to, bring extra guys and really try to, make sure he stays down. Winfield's done a great job of that. And while he's now close to 100 yards rushing, still not able to translate that into real success.
The hold against the Dots is declined as that'll bring up 4th down for the Generals defense. They'll send a man back to field this punt by Preston Bonnet. Bonnet's already been blocked once almost got blocked another time as well. Was almost nearly blocked on that punt return for a score in the first quarter. Quick kicks this one and gets a nice kick on this one. It's probably the best kick of the nights for Preston Bonnet, as it'll bounce all the way down and roll and stop at the 11-yard line.
And Bonnet's kick rolled it to about the 11-yard line. Media timeout.
And the Generals will get the football back with 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. They'll start on their own 11-yard line when we return right after this on High School Game Day.
In an ever-changing world, one thing you can always count on is Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. You know, Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and their method is so straightforward it may shock you. Friendly service and a huge selection of inventory with more arriving daily. When you're ready for your next vehicle, take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Hi, it's Tony Caridi. You know, our West Virginia military veterans are the last ones to ask for handouts, yet many of them are hungry. I invite you to watch a video that shows an amazing monthly program that helps feed our veterans in Beckley and Clarksburg. Huntington Bank and other partners would like to expand this program to other areas of our state, and we'd love for you to help. Watch the video at wvenriched.com. That's wvenriched.com.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Serving the area one truck at a time for over 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is in your neighborhood each and every day, working to keep your family cool and comfortable. With the dog days of summer ahead and fall right around the corner, it's time to schedule your home HVAC system tune-up and preventive maintenance. Right now, we're offering 0% financing on a new Ream home system and includes a 10-year worry-free warranty. Remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call or visit us online today to schedule your appointment at mullenplumbing.com.
Back here at O.O. White Stadium, Generals offense heading out there with their worst starting field position of the game, back at their own 11-yard line. And don't forget, you can read all about tonight's contest with a full recap from Rick Ryan with the Gazette-Mail. You can also read it on newsstands tomorrow, wherever you pick up your weekend edition of the Gazette-Mail or Herald-Dispatch, and that'll have a recap of all the high school football action from across the Mountain State for you in the weekend edition of the Herald-Dispatch or Gazette-Mail, wherever you pick up your print edition on newsstands. As that was Boggs getting the carry there. Short gain for the Generals. Will set up second and long with a little more than 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Again, a shortened third quarter. It will be a shortened fourth quarter as well. They moved it to 8-minute quarters here, with the Generals coming out of the halftime with a 53-0 lead. It's now 59-0 after a pick six a few moments ago. And a nice run here by the Generals' backup quarterback, Jared Miller, the freshman. Has a rushing touchdown already to his credit this evening and has a first down run there as he fights his way across the 25 to the 28.
And this type of game is kind of one of those ways that good teams stay good, is you have an opportunity to run your backup quarterback out there and have him not just kneel it down or run a couple plays, but really get a couple series in, build that experience for the future, as well as your offensive linemen, your running back, all those guys getting plays getting snaps that they might not get if the guys in front of them weren't having such success.
Miller tries to stretch one out to the far side of the field, the right side of the formation, and he's going to lose a couple of yards there.
And number 8, Coach Petrie.
Be sure to look for your building and construction trades player of the week on your HD Media social media channels. Last week's player of the week was Avante Crawford from Huntington High School. As there's a nice run here by the Generals. Ball is on the floor, and the Dots trying to scoop it up, but unable to do so initially. We'll find out if they get it here in just a moment. Dots, of course, saying they have it. Gin saying they have it. Hunter Cremens was on the carry there. And it is fumbled officially, and it will go back to the Dots. So for the first time tonight, the Generals offense does not score when they have the football. There is an injured Dot on the field. They will tend to him, and while they see to him, we will step aside for a short break. A little more than 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Generals lead 59-0 over the Dots. We're back with more after this.
At Winfield State University, you can discover friends to last a lifetime, professors who broaden your perspective, and the skills and education for future success in a small town environment. At Winfield State University, you can become a pioneer.
The relationship between a lawyer and a client is based on trust. Over the years, we've been entrusted with some of the biggest cases in West Virginia. That's because we have a track record of success and getting exceptional results. We built a reputation as one of the go-to law firms throughout the state of West Virginia. We're proud of the reputation we've earned in the community for providing exceptional, aggressive legal representation. When you hire my law firm, you don't get excuses, you get results.
Back here at OO White Stadium, Brad Jones, the injured Dot on that last play. The fumble forced by the Dot defense gives the Poca offense back the football here with a little more than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Cook takes the handoff, and a big hit from that Generals defense. Coming to lay the lumber there. That was number 56, Lucas Howell, the freshman. Wow. Noah Watson just got driven backward into the ground. Loss of about 4 yards on that play. What a hit. That was just a good fundamental tackle, honestly. I mean, looked worse than it was because of how great of the form on that tackle it was. And a false start by the freshman Colton Petrie, wide receiver on the near side of your screen. Number 8 took off just a little too early, and that's really not what you want to see. As many things has gone wrong for the Dots tonight. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot even more and lose 5 extra yards after losing yards on that last run, especially after forcing your first turnover of the night just a few moments ago.
Second and long for Poca, trying to scramble something up for a score.
Ball at the 35-yard line. Ball's on the ground. Handoff missed there. The Dots are able to get it back, though, as Noah Watson is able to recover it after missing it on the handoff from Peyton Cook. That's twice now that the Dots have had a missed handoff. Third down, handoff goes up the middle to Watson. Breaks out of a couple of tackles and will have a nice gain up across the 35 to the 37. It'll still bring up 4th and long for Poca, so we'll find out what they decide to do here in just a moment. But that will be the final play of the third quarter. So as we wrap up the third, we get ready to head to the fourth. Generals lead 59-0 over the Dots. We're back in just a few moments after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no else, I gotta get a no call to quit, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare to my line, but the winner about the cage. I need.
Are you a die-hard Mountaineer fan? Then you need to check out the award-winning Touchdown City Show. Tune in as Anthony Lewis, Derek Bailey, Michael Sussman, and WVU legend Avon Coburn break down every thrilling play, every heart-pounding moment, and every victory that leaves you on the edge of your seat. Whether you bleed gold and blue or love great football discussions, the Touchdown City Show has you covered. Find the Touchdown City Show on your local radio station or visit touchdowncity.com for a list of radio affiliates and links to your favorite podcast platform. For the best coverage and all things Mountaineer football, check out the Touchdown City Show.
Getting ready to head to the fourth quarter here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network. And the Generals lead 59-0. Fourth down coming up for Poca. And the Dots, again, have had some success at times being able to move the football, but when they've gotten a first down, the Generals defense, the Generals defense have generally, see what I did there? I have generally come up with the stop. I had to get it in there at some point today, right? But the Generals have they've been sound in all phases of the game tonight. Offensively, defensively, special teams, it's all been there for Winfield tonight. And you can see why they're on a 4-game win streak coming into tonight's matchup with Poca in this rivalry game. I mean, it goes to show the hard work that this coaching staff and these players put in each and every day and each and every week during the season for Winfield. And that's something that Coach Smolder talked about after we wrapped things up with him. He was very high praise of his staff for the work that they put in each and every day to help make this team better each and every day, because he said they want to try to be at least 1% better every single day. And if they meet that goal, they're headed in the right direction. And it definitely seems like this Generals team is headed in the right direction here this season. Again, on their way to 5-1 on a 5-game win streak.
Yeah, this is a team that that wants to make the deep playoff run, and I think they have what it takes to. What I've been really impressed with is how many weapons they have, how many guys are involved in the game. You can oftentimes have a good team like this, but only have a handful of guys that really drive the offense. Then you could have either injuries or fatigue really kind of sap you as the season goes on. But even before they started putting in the second team guys, they had 5, 6, 7 players who were involved in the offense, and that's the type of team you need, the depth and the skill to make a playoff run and put yourself in that first couple seeds there, and yourself those home playoff berths going in.
Don't forget, coming up at the conclusion of our game tonight, we'll have our Parmar Stores Player of the Game. We'll make that announcement closer toward the end of the fourth quarter. Big thanks to Parmar Stores for their sponsorship of our broadcast each and every Friday night. If there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon. Also want to make certain to thank Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram for their support of our broadcasts this year as well. Dots set to punt it away to start the fourth, and it's blocked. Punt is blocked, and with the scoop and score for the Generals, rumbling his way to the end zone is Aiden Douglas. That's the second blocked punt tonight for the Generals. The third punt return for a touchdown. Really, doesn't count as a punt return for a touchdown. It counts as a blocked punt return for a touchdown. But, it's semantics. It's a touchdown for the Generals, 65-0. Second special teams touchdown of the night for the Generals, and third touchdown not scored by the offense. Extra point kneeled. And the clock moving again as we're in the fourth quarter. It is a rolling clock with the way that our score sits. Right now, 65-0. And again, we talked so highly about the special teams play from the Generals this evening, and they make another big play. And again, that's with backups in the game. They have rotated guys. That obviously shows that they've got this program to a nice level where even your guys in that second level can make the plays like that when they need to and when their number's called.
Yeah, the same thing we're talking about a little bit earlier in the second half about how well the Winfield defense rallies to the ball and makes tackles. Same thing there, where it's something that permeates down from the starters into the second and third units, and they get in here and put it to action, something that they practice a lot more than they play, and just show that the team really has a positive direction going forward.
And again, this is all with the Generals playing with essentially their second string quarterback, as Chase Massey got injured back in the Chapmanville game. That was week 3. We're now in week 7. Still injured coming off of the bye week last week. You saw him there a moment ago on your screen. But he is expected to potentially come back in the final couple of weeks of the season as they try to make a playoff run, as Jones again muffs the kickoff, able to get it back as he did earlier. And now he fumbles it. Ball on the ground, and looks like the Dots are going to be able to come away with that. Looks like number 44, Corey Cook, is able to dive on top of it and maintain the possession for Poca. But again, Chase Massey started out having a great year for Winfield despite that opening season loss to Hurricanes 63-0 against Herbert Hoover. And he was in the game in that Chapmanville game, 14 of 31, 284 yards, had 35 carries for 288 yards, had 5 total touchdowns on the season. Then he gets hurt, and Easton Pinkerton comes in, and it's basically been like they haven't missed a beat at all, because Pinkerton has been able to run this offense exceptionally well, has still yet to turn the football over for Winfield since taking over as the starting quarterback. And the Dots have made a change at quarterback themselves. In now at the game is Chris Cook, the freshman. And he handed it off there to Noah Watson. Sets up the Dots for second and short. And for Poca, you just want to try to end this game here with some positivity. Be able to move the football a little bit, even though it's your second string guys. You still would like to be able to see them try to finish this game with some momentum heading out, as we're nearly halfway through this fourth quarter after they shortened it to 8. And trying to bounce it to the outside on the near side there is Spencer Jones. And Jones looks like he lost his footing a little bit there in the middle of the field. We did have some rain come through here in the area earlier today that definitely softened the field up quite a bit. And you've seen a couple of times some players lose their footing, like that 141-yard punt return that we had in the first half. I believe that was Chris Radcliffe who had that return but came up short, right?
Yeah,
got down to the 9, but initially almost tripped on the ground. Ball's on the grass, ball kicked around a couple of times, and I think the Generals are going to come up with this one this time.
It looks like
on the pile there, it is the Generals coming away with it, and that's number 56, Lucas Howell.
Who had that big,
made a nice open field tackle.
Yeah, so the freshman making a good case for himself here so far, and another turnover by this, or another turnover picked up by this Winfield defense.
And these Generals have been all over the football. Another case of it right there, getting back to Jones in a hurry, forcing the ball out of his hands, and then a pile ensues there around the ball where Lucas Howell is able to pick it up, or rather jump on top of it. So the Generals back out on offense. Miller under center is going to kneel it out. And I think the Generals are just going to probably try to kneel out the rest of this clock here. Don't want to add any more insult to injury.
Or, actual injury potential.
Exactly
there have been a couple. Thankfully, we've had a couple guys who were down on the ground for a little bit, but nothing serious at all.
And the Generals trying to rotate some more guys in as well.
One of those games to make sure who has not been in, the coaches are asking, just in case.
That's exactly what this is. Starting to see some guys make their way over toward the coaching staff there with under 2 minutes to go here. Now in the fourth quarter, and Willis, looks like, again, the Generals are just going to try to kneel out this clock. Let's go ahead and get our Parmar Stores player of the game.
Yeah, we're going to have to give it to K1 Pearson. Just, electric every time he touched the ball. Only 6 carries, and 3 of them turned into touchdown. Touchdown runs of 50 yards, 13 yards, and 61 yards. Just made the best use of every single carry he got. Just emblematic of the type of guys they have on this team and the type of running game they have.
He started the night scoring with a 50-yard touchdown run. That started it off with 10:04 to go in the first quarter. He then got 2 more scoring runs to end the first team offense's scoring production on the evening, a 13-yard touchdown and a 62-yard touchdown run. Definitely well-deserving of our Parmar Stores player of the game as you take a look at him there on the Generals sideline. A big win for the Generals tonight over their rival, the Poca Dots. But as Coach Smolder said, it was a big game, not because it was the rivalry game, which, matters a lot to both sides because these are all local kids that have been playing each other their entire lives. Not many of these kids transferred into either of these schools. These have been kids that are from this area their entire lives. And he said it was a big game because it was the next one. They definitely took it like a big game. They jumped out quickly and never looked back in this one against the Poca Dots. And Seth Ramsey knew they were going to have a hard time in this game. He called every game moving forward from starting with tonight a playoff game. They knew that they needed to be able to take a couple of these games from some teams down the stretch if they wanted to get into the playoffs for this year. They fall in this one, still have games left ahead of them, but the road doesn't get any easier for Poca moving forward after tonight. Game still an open date next week, so a chance to be able to rest up a little bit, reflect on themselves next week, but then tough matchups with Scott, senior night in 2 weeks. Then 2 road games to close out the season for the Dots at Herbert Hoover and at Wayne, both very tough places to go play and try and get a win as the Dots try to stay in the playoff hunt. Poca drops to 3-4 on the season. Generals improve to 5-1. Up next for the Generals, it's a home matchup with the Sissonville Indians. Winfield closes out the season with 3 of their 4 games at home for the rest of this year, so some home field advantage coming up for the Generals to end this season.
See, and to my eye, look like a team that might have that home field advantage going into the playoffs too.
Definitely in contention for home game as of right now. Came in number 7 in Class AA for this matchup. Again, last year got to host a home playoff game for the first time since 1988. This Winfield community is fired up with the job that head coach Eddie Smolder is doing there with these Generals clad in green, white, and black. Will, any final thoughts on this one as the Generals, again, improve to 5-1 and the Dots drop to 3-4?
I mean, you'd always like to see maybe a little more competitive game when you have rivals involved, but, both teams went out there and did their best, and Winfield's best was, much better tonight. I like what I saw out of the team and think we'll see a lot more from going forward as the season goes on. And for the Dots, they're heading to the bye week, 3 games left of coming out of it. They probably need at least 2 of the 3 to have any shot at the playoffs. Preferably 3-0 if they can put it together. We'll see how that turns out. They have a bye week to try to figure that out going forward.
Again, 2 of the final 3 games for the Dots on the road after the bye week, including the last 2 on the road at Hoover and at Wayne. For the Generals, again, up next are the Sissonville Indians, 7 o'clock next week at home for Winfield. For our cameraman, Dan Shreve, our producer-director, Ethan Young with the Media Center, my color man, Will Vance, I'm Adam Rogers saying thanks for joining us this evening on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media and brought to you by Parmar Stores. Big thanks to them for our player of the game, Juan Pearson, number 3, the tailback, 3 touchdowns for him in the win tonight for Winfield in the 65-0 victory. That does it for us here at O.O. White Stadium in Week 7. Be sure to join us next week in Week number 8 on High School Game Day. Have a great rest of your Friday night, folks.